Hi everyone, my name is Jen Harrop and I am a health and fitness coach. Before I jump into this topic, I would love you to jump over to Facebook, type in the search bar Female Bosses Health and Fitness and click to join my free group because I would love you all there. So today I'm going to be talking about stress management. So stress is really, really important to everybody. Stress is good and also stress is bad. So we all need a little bit of stress in our lives. But by the end of this video, you should have a really good understanding of the impacts of stress that it can have on your body, how to rate your stress levels and what stresses and releases are personally for you, and how to manage your stress using the stress bucket exercise. So let's go into a little bit deeper dive into stress. Your nervous system isn't great at distinguishing the difference between emotional and physical stress. Therefore, being super stressed emotionally can make your body react in the same way as being in a life or death situation. But emotional stress is harder to switch off, so it can cause our bodies to be heightened in a state of stress most of the time. So, why is it negative? It can suppress our immune system, it can upset our digestive system, it can disrupt our reproductive systems, it can increase the risk of heart attack and stroke, it can make depression and anxiety worse, it can increase pain in general, it can cause issues with sleep, cause skin conditions, and cognitive problems such as memory. So what I just want to reiterate is that stress used to be more of a physical response when we were like cavemen. So if we were being chased by something, or our body was under stress because we didn't have enough food, then this would trigger us to go and do something about that, whether it was run away from that tiger or go out and gather the foods that we could eat and our families could eat. But now the modern world is just causing way too much stress for us. And it's the emotional stress that's just constantly there that we are not learning to manage effectively. So I've told you all the bad news. Now I'm going to tell you how to manage stress effectively because I want to really get into some practical elements that are really going to help you guys going forward about your stress management. I want to introduce you to the stress bucket exercise. So, this stress bucket exercise is something that I personally use in my life. And I also have trained it out to large corporations as well. And that helps people who are sat at office jobs and really highly stressful roles to manage their stress effectively in hardly little time, because I know people don't have a lot of time. The stress bucket is a metaphor for our total capacity of being able to cope with stress. And like our human bodies, we all have different size stress buckets. So, for example, I have a mug here and also a bottle of water. The capacity that these two things hold is different. And that's the same with our own stress buckets. So, it's just really important to remember that someone might get stressed over something that you might not, or someone might be in exactly the same event as you, and you just feel super super worked up about it, but they're just sat over there just like, it's fine, I'm all right with that. And that's because you have different size stress buckets, and that's completely normal and it's completely fine. Our stress buckets every single day fill up with stresses. But what are stresses? So anything that makes us stressed is literally stresses. It could be work, it could be our kids, it could be moving house, it could be family issues, it could be exams, anything that you feel is a little bit stressful, that's what it could be. One thing that I want everybody to do is literally take 2 seconds at the end of each day. So at the end of each kind of working day, so you've still got the evening to go ahead, to kind of assess your stress. So if you assess your stress on a scale of 1 to 5 on how you're feeling, then you'll have an idea of whether you need to manage it that evening. So 1 being, I'm chill, I've had a really good day, like I am not stressed at all. And 5 being, I am going to pop soon and I really, really need some help and I need to sort this out. So, what I want to say is ideally, when we go to bed, I want your stress levels to be at a 2 or a 3 at a maximum. So, I don't want you going to bed at a 5, because if your stress bucket is up here when you go to bed and then you add more stresses into it throughout the day, it's just going to overflow. And that is not going to help you, and it's not going to help anyone around you. But we can empty our stress buckets. This is done by putting little holes into the bucket with our releases. And releases are things that help us kind of relax. And it's the opposite of that stress hormone that comes in. So releases can be things like watching telly, reading, taking a bath, going for a walk, whatever it is you find that chills you out, then that's your release, and it's something you should be able to practice. What I want you to say, what I want you to kind of realize is that the stress is coming through the top and the releases come out the bottom. But like the size of your stress bucket, the releases and stresses are all personal to you. So one, rate what you are that day. One, like 5, 6 p.m. whenever you finish work. If you're at a 4 or a 5, that's when you're like, I need to do something about this. And then remember your releases. So I'm just going to show you a video now of the stress bucket exercise, which is my personal stress bucket, to help you out and visualize what it should look like. Now, so if I just draw a stress bucket here, there's my bucket. So now I'm just going to talk about my own stresses. So say that my stress level is about 4. So it's not overflowing, it's not a 5, but it's about 4. Why is it a 4? Because of work, because of exams, coursework, walking the dog, cleaning, and everything else that I need to do throughout my day, that's causing stress. And all these things at the moment, I can't get rid of. So I've assessed it and I've gone, can't get rid of anything. And that's an example of all the stresses. So the stresses going into the top of the bucket are what's making my bucket fill up throughout the day. And I've just said there that I have assessed it and I can't actually get rid of any of them. So that's something you could be mindful of. There might be some stresses that are in your life that you can go, oh, hey, I can get rid of that. And then that might bring you down a little bit in terms of your daily stress levels. But I can add some releases in, which are little holes. And this allows for the stress to come out. So what are my releases? Gym. Even though walking the dog's up here, walking the dog is down here as well because I enjoy it. Dancing. But this is just dancing on my own. Dancing class would be up here, whereas just dancing on the kitchen is here. Cuddling my dog. Eating nice food. Baking. Hiking. Climbing. So then I can look at this and have I done any of these today? So say I've done the gym, I've walked my dog, cuddled my dog. These releases here are making more come out of the bucket, which means I'm no longer at a 4, and I'm more at a 2. So I'm just going to go. I'll just go to the full bucket there. So this is just a visual representation to help you kind of understand what the stress bucket looks like. This is something I don't want you to do every single day. Once you've done this exercise once, which should literally take you about 5-10 minutes, if that, then you can have, that visual representation. But what I want you to do every day is do your ratings. So if you are at a 4, like I was at the start of this, then I know that I need to practice some of my releases. It is just a really, really easy and simple way to kind of look and visualize at your stress from an outside perspective, rather than it all just being in your head, which can get a little bit ropey. So I wouldn't be a health and fitness coach if I didn't talk to you about exercise. So exercise in almost any form can act as a stress reliever. Being active can boost your feel-good endorphins and distract you from your daily worries. It increases your endorphins, and endorphins are your body's like feel-good neurotransmitter. So you get that kind of nice high. Exercise adds stress to your body, but in a good way. It increases your body's capability of dealing with the fight or flight response, and it allows your systems to rebalance. It is a distraction. So your mind and body are focusing on the exercise rather than the daily irritations that build up. It increases your self-confidence and it improves your mood and helps you relax, reducing the symptoms of depression and anxiety, which then reduces your stress. And then stress being lower reduces your symptoms of depression and anxiety. So it's a really positive feedback loop. Just focusing on that self-confidence side of things, if you can look in the mirror and go, damn, I look good today, that will make you feel good about yourself, and you will get those kind of nice hormonal feelings too. And the final one is kind of, it improves your sleep. So if you are sleeping more, you're going to be less stressed. You're going to have more energy to do things. You're going to be more productive, get the things done that you need to do in a quicker and more efficient way. So I've gone over the tutorial video for you guys, and I will want you to use a template. So I will provide you with a template so that you can complete your own stress bucket exercise. You need to get an understanding of whether you are managing your stress effectively or not. So with my clients, I have them monitoring their stress every single day, and I ask them to submit their number every single day. Seeing their numbers be a 1 to 3 on a daily basis can be really beneficial to them. I have some clients who have got quite high anxiety levels, and they always thought they were stressed. Then at the end of each day, they've realized that they're not stressed, and that in itself has chilled them out. Where they've been at a 4 or a 5 at the end of the day, they've realized that they can reflect back and understand what has been stressing them out. Sometimes it's been things that they can change, like emotional eating. They've been able to come to me and speak to me and get an understanding of why they're feeling that way, and I can give them some tips to kind of get out of that bad habit, I suppose, or bad behaviors. So I hope this was really useful. As I said at the start of the video, come along and join my free Facebook group, Female Bosses Health and Fitness. If you have any questions for me at all about health and fitness, please do come and get in touch with me. My name is Jen Harrop. You can find me on Facebook. Just drop me a DM and I will reply.